There are so many games coming out all the time, and it's amazing. It's never been a better time to be a gamer. However, how do you know what you should be wishlisting, what you should be putting to the top of your to playlist? Well, this, my friends, is why we have made this video. The GameSpot staff has gathered together to pick out our top picks for 2026 in gaming, stuff that you should be putting on your wish list and keeping an eye out for. So here you go.
This video is brought to you by Acer Nitro Gaming.
One of my most anticipated games next year is Pragmata. Now, full disclosure, I have already got hands-on with this game, but that is every more reason in which I cannot wait for whatever this game is. I'm a big fan of taking mechanics that are tried and true and morphing and smashing them and combining them into other ones. And what Pragmata does is a third-person shooter, honestly like a tight corridor, almost like survival-esque kind of tango of action with these sentient weird robot things, and combining it with puzzle solving. You have to puzzle solve while fighting, and that is the sort of thing that just makes, I don't know, the neurons in my brain start to explode. And besides, I have a feeling that this girl that's on your shoulder is gonna be real stupid, and I'm gonna love it a lot, because there's a scene when they fist bump and she's like blown away by this idea of a fist bump, and it's the kind of stupid that's probably gonna make me cry.
One of my most anticipated games of 2026, hopefully, is the Duskbloods. It's not Bloodborne 2. I know everybody wants Bloodborne 2. I do too. I'm right there with you. But at the same time, I'm excited for From Software to, I was gonna say return back to a dark world, but that's kind of what they do. But you know what I mean. Just kind of more of this almost like gothic, Victorian, dark, vampiric world. I eat that stuff up. Night Rain was a lot better than many of us expected it to be, which wasn't to say we thought it'd be bad, but it's really, really good. I have complete faith that they can do another multiplayer game that is also going to be incredibly good. And if it just happens to be a little bit dark and gothic, that's a cherry on top.
One of my most anticipated games of 2026 is GTA 6. I mean, everyone's excited for this game. It's been over 10 years now. This game got announced years ago, and I can't wait. I feel like every Rockstar release, they push the envelope as far as they can, and based on what we've seen and what we know so far about GTA 6 and Vice City and Leonida and the whole area, it seems like this could be one of the most ambitious open world games of all time. Plus, I love a good GTA story.
My most anticipated game of 2026, hopefully 2026, is Onimusha: Way of the Sword. I am somebody that is getting just a little bit fatigued of person with samurai sword type video games, but this was actually the first year I ever played an Onimusha game. I played the original, and I got to play a little bit of Onimusha 4. And the level of detail in the animations, the parry system, it feels like a dream. I am so excited for Onimusha. It is easily one of my most anticipated games of the year.
My most anticipated game for 2026 is Marvel's Wolverine. Now, I'm not a huge Wolverine fan from way back to the Snicked. I was more of a Spidey guy. I'm more of a wholesome good boy than the badass. But Insomniac has really gotten a lot of confidence from me after their Spider-Man series. I think that they just have a way with understanding superheroes and telling those stories that's really special. And I'm super, super curious to see what they do with Wolverine.
The game I'm most excited to see in 2026, hopefully, is Control Resonance, the sequel to Control. Remedy has been firing on all cylinders recently, and Control is easily one of the best games they've ever made. For Control 2, it looks like they're going bigger and better. They've switched from gunplay to melee action, and they've brought back Dylan, who's going to be the main character of this game. The Hiss, I think it's the Hiss, have been unleashed onto Manhattan, and if you remember the first game, they said if that ever happened, it will be apocalyptic. So I'm excited to see what that means, and I'm excited to check out what Remedy does with that third-person style of combat. It's something that's traditionally left to Japanese developers, but it seems like they have their own cool, unique twist on it that they want to pull off, and I'm excited to see where that goes.
The game that I'm most looking forward to next year, and hopefully it comes out, is Show American Story. I don't know where to begin with this game, honestly, and I feel like the best way to kind of like give you an idea what it is to recommend looking at the trailer. But imagine if America was taken over by Japan and everything's like a Wild Bee movie, There's a whole bunch of 80s pop culture going on, and you're playing as a person looking for revenge. There's action. It's an RPG. There are cars. It's a very me game, and that's the only way I can really describe it. I'm very, very excited to see just more about it and even more to play it. It's looking crazy. It's looking wild. And if you haven't heard of it, now you have. And you can thank me later.
One of my most anticipated games of this year is Resident Evil Requiem. Firstly, I can almost guarantee that it's going to come out as opposed to some of the other games on the list. Will they come out in 2026? Who knows? But I'm actually a really new Resident Evil fan. Resident Evil 7 was the game that got me into the series. So I'm really excited to continue that story, but also not have to play as Ethan Winters and play as what seems to be a more compelling protagonist. Excited to check out the differences between experiencing the game in first person and third person, because I am one of these new Resident Evil fans. To me, it is like more of a first person franchise, and I'm excited to see how that changes the experience. I think taking some of the design choices of the newer games and setting it in a more familiar space and more familiar characters with Raccoon City and Leon is in the game. We know he's there. What's he up to? Why does he look like Mads Mikkelsen? I'm very excited to find out.
One of my most anticipated for 2026 is Mouse PI for Hire. It's a boomer shooter. It's got some wall running. Love the aesthetic. It's got that Steamboat Willie, Disney don't come after me. But really looking forward to playing that, and have been since the last two Gamescoms that we've seen it at. So that's one of my most anticipated.
Reloaded has this just incredible premise where it sees you breaking into museums around the world, I think primarily British museums, to steal back artifacts that have been appropriated from their home region so that they can be sent back to where they belong. And, you know, it's kind of like a more modern day Afrofuturistic Robin Hood in a sense. I got to check it out at Summer Game Fest, and I immediately fell in love. Cool platforming, cool planning, cool characters, cool world, cool everything. I just cannot wait to get my hands on it. Please release it in 2026. You keep delaying it. Let me play this game.
I grew up watching Bond movies every Sunday on ITV, okay? If you are born in the UK, it's ingrained. You know, Bond is a part of you. And I am so excited that IO is doing a Bond game, because really, I don't know who else could. I think Hitman World of Assassination is one of the best games ever made, and I am so excited to see how they take the systemic gameplay, that storytelling, that sense of humor, and apply it to a property as well known as James Bond. I did see the gameplay stuff at Gamescom, and it just made me even more excited. I'm so thrilled that he's a young and brash James Bond, like he's not fully refined. Maybe he doesn't even know his drink order yet, okay? But I'm just really stoked to see what IO does with it. And then it's like 007 First Light. It's my most anticipated 2026.